Good morning, students. This is the second video of the chapter Electoral Politics. And in this chapter, we'll discuss more about the election system. So far we discussed that why elections are very important. And we came to know that elections are really very important in order to choose the government, in order to choose the representative by the public, in order to run the country. So these elections are very, very important for any democratic country. Now today we are going to discuss a subtopic, what makes an election democratic. I mean to say, how can you tell that a particular election is a democratic election? Because in a non-democratic countries also, elections may take place. So how can we differentiate that the election that is going on is actually a democratic election? So basically election is a common term that can be applied in a democratic country also and in a non-democratic country also. So election may take place in different forms in non-democratic as well as democratic country. So basically how we can differentiate that a particular election is a democratic election. In order to understand this, we'll have to understand certain minimum conditions of the democratic election. It means that if these conditions are going to fulfill in a democracy or in an election in the process, then that election will be termed as the democratic election. If these conditions are not going to be fulfilled in an election system, that election can't be termed as the democratic election. So let us discuss one by one that what are the important elements or what are the basic conditions for a democratic election. The first one is written here that everybody should be able to choose. So first point is written here that everybody should be able to choose their representative. So here it is clearly written that everybody should be able to choose their representative. So what does it mean? It means that every person is having one vote, irrespective of his position in the society. One man, one vote. In a democracy, the people are counted. They are not going to wait. They are not going to give weightage as per their weight. They are actually counted. So everyone is equally important in democracy. So everybody should be able to choose. It means that one person, one man concept should be applicable in a democratic election. Whether a person is rich or poor, whether he belongs to upper section or lower section, he should have equal right to participate in the election. It also reflects that participation in election is free to all, with certain conditions, of course. Now recall what we discussed in the French Revolution. We discussed that in French Revolution and after that, when the National Assembly was formed, the people were not allowed to vote. Some people were allowed to vote on the basis of their background, on the basis of their income. Even women were not allowed to vote. So there was a gender discrimination at the time. But here, if it is written that everybody should be able to choose, it means that here it is written that everyone is free to choose their candidate or representative without any discrimination. Here, female, male, upper class, lower class, poor segment of society, downtrodden people, they are equal in a democracy, or in other words, in a democratic election. And that is why every vote is very important, and that is why you may have seen that many political parties are going to some areas during election in order to get maximum, in order to fetch maximum votes. So if everybody will get chance to participate in the election, then we can tell easily that particular election is a democratic election. So we'll have to understand that this election is this particular election is a democratic election. Okay, so if the first condition is going to be fulfilled. Now, what about the second condition? Second condition is that some real choice should be available to the people. Here it is written that real choice should be given to the public. If all the political parties will look similar in their policies or through their policies, then how the public will elect them? public will get confused. If every political party will reflect the policies in the same way or on the same formula, then it will be very difficult for a person to choose the political party. It will be difficult to determine which is the best one for that particular situation. So that is why every political party must come with its own policies, with its own priorities, with its own governance policies. So when the political parties are going to give the real choice for the public, public will be able to choose the best one from them. So this is the second important condition for a democratic election, that in a democratic election, different political parties are participating together, but all the political parties must present their policies in a different way before the public, so that public can choose the best suitable policy for the country. So it is the second minimum requirement that is important for the democratic election. Now what about the third? The third is very, very important. Elections at regular intervals. So what does it mean? Basically, if one political party will come to power through the election, and if that political party will not prove itself as per the wish of the public or as per the requirement of the public, then the public can easily remove that government in the next election. So basically it is written that elections should take place at the regular interval of time. If election will not take place at the regular interval of time, then a particular political party will become dictator. And that political party will get chance again and again to come to power. And in that case, that political party will become arrogant and it will make its policy without taking any suggestion or without taking care of the public. So this is the most important point that is written here, that election at regular interval, it means election should take place at regular interval of time. In India also, election takes place after the interval of every 5 years. So 5 years is the time that has been given for the democratic election in India. So this is the most important condition. Out of all these conditions, I think this is the most important condition that need to be mentioned here. Now after that, elections should take place in free and fair election. This is again the second most important, equally important point. I will not tell it that is the second most important, but I will definitely tell it is the equally important point. So what does it mean? Basically, election is going to determine the future of the leaders or the political leaders. And once the political leaders are going to get the maximum votes or maximum representation, they will be in the position to form the government. And once they will come to power, they will definitely make the policies for running the governance of the country. So basically you have to understand, if the initial phase will be corruption free, then the final phase will also become corruption free. If during selection of the candidates or during selection of the representative, if the fair methods will be adopted, then definitely pure representative will come through the election and they will take the proper decision in the favor of the country. So that is very important. So that is why it is written that in a democratic election, the election should be free and fair. Two terms are given here. Free means that here it should be free to involve all the important participants, all the important members here, got it? All the important members here. And after that is written that it should be conducted in a free manner. Free manner means that it should take place without any corruption, without any type of nepotism. And if election will take place in such a manner, then a real representative or the honest representative will come out from the election. And they will actually make good policies for the country. And this is how the country will go in the hand of good leaders. So basically all the things are interconnected. And you can see the future of the country depends on the good leadership. And good leadership will come from the leaders. And leaders will come through the proper and free and fair election. So that is how you can tell that election that is very free and fair is very important for a democratic election. I mean to say, it is one of the very basic requirement that in a democratic election, the election should be free and fair. So we discussed all the 4 important points that makes an election democratic, or because of that, the election is going to become the democratic election. Thank you so much.